It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the final race of the season. The SIAT Indian Supercross Racing League is coming to a close, but we will close it out with a bang. These are the riders on your screen who will be taking part in the All-Stars race that is about to begin in a couple of minutes. And the way this works is that every single team nominates one rider per class to compete in this race. A total of 18 riders instead of the conventional 12 will be racing. And the best part of it all, Lee, we have 450s and 250s all mixed in together at the same track at the same time.
Now these points, they might not count towards their individual classes, but there's a lot of pride up for grabs here. I can promise you that much.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the last All-Star race that we saw in Ahmedabad, Johnny Dixie and Matt Moss came to blows and produced one of the most dramatic moments of the season. That is how much an All-Star race means to all these people. It's not just a showcase, just to have fun. These points count towards the franchise, and there's a big battle between Mohit Racing and also all the others as well in the background. 15 seconds to go for the final race of the season.
Well, there's pride up for grabs here. As we said, Big Rock Motorsports a massive points lead, but the drop of the gate, who is going to get him? What a start from Matt Moss up the inside.
The 9-time Australian Supercross champion holds on to the lead in what is going to be a 6-minute plus 1 lap race, but there's a crash in the background. Tyler Bowers for the Gujarat Trailblazers has had a bit of an incident with Johnny Dixie of all people, which means that BB Racing star rider will be caught up somewhere in the midfield, while Big Rock Motorsport have their leader in Matt Moss out in P1. This is going to be huge. Now the big battle to track in this race is going to be the battle between the BB Racing team and Mohit Racing. Only 36 points separates them from P2 in this championship, and as it stands, BB Racing and their star rider Johnny Dixie is nowhere in the top 10.
Well, it all started with a good jump out of the gate from Matt Moss, and you could see from the moment that he got to that first turn, he was up on the inside, and it was a beautiful SIAT hole shot for him. Now, just off screen, I've seen Tyler Bowers has had to come off the track, so he must have some kind of bike problem.
And that is a bit of an issue for him, but the SIAT hole shot belongs to Matt Moss, and the 9-time Australian Supercross champion, your new 450cc international class champion as well, is really flexing his muscles right now with a 4-second gap to Thomas Rimet, his closest competitor. And interestingly, Johnny Dixie has passed 5 bikes in 1 lap on one shot.
Already up into 3rd place. What an amazing job. And there we see it. Tyler Bowers, the Gujarat Trailblazers rider, had a little bit of a mishap there in turn number 2, and hence that's why we see him off this side of the track. No points for him.
And it's so easy to do as well in this All-Star race because 18 riders fighting for the same piece of real estate. I mean, with 12 people it gets so chaotic. You saw exactly what happens when 18 fast riders want the same piece of land as the other person. There will be chaos, and there was chaos. But interestingly, Moss has survived it. And what I'd really like to see is the fact that Dixie has also made his way up. So now, with only 4.5 seconds between them, there will be a fight. In fact, Dixie has gone out to pass Thomas Rimet as well. Now, let's also give you a bit of an update on the Indian riders. And it seems to me that the fastest one so far is Rugved Barbuje. Only in P15, unfortunately, a little bit caught up in all the action. But a good performance so far has to be Hugo Mansato on that 250. He is 6th.
He's doing a great job, but I think what we're seeing from Matt Moss at the moment is what we call in Supercross to go and run and hide. You want to try to get out of the distance from that rider in 2nd place so that they can't throw a hook onto the back and latch on. And that's what Matt Moss is trying to do at the moment.
And dominating with 3 seconds ahead of all the others. And what's interesting is Matt Moss rides with a certain precision, a certain smoothness that really separates him from the others. In fact, Matt Moss has won so many titles, so many championships. He's the oldest rider in this entire championship at 35 years old. But age is just a number, clearly, as Matt Moss is proving. His fitness levels are still right there. His mind is still as sharp. And when anyone comes calling, Moss will have their number. He's that good a rider.
Well, you can see when you look in Matt Moss's eye, you can see that he just means business. And from the moment that he's got here in India for round 1 at Pune, he has gone out and he's set down fast lap times. And from the very, very first lap of practice, every single round, he has gone as hard as he can. And that's the only way he knows how to do it.
But when Jordi Tixia comes behind you, it means that there's going to be some action folding behind you, because Jordi Tixia, as we saw earlier on today and also in the previous photos, the only thing he hates is losing. And this is exactly what he's proving right now, with a big send on the inside of Matt Moss. Tixia has taken P1 with ease. I get a feeling that Matt Moss let him go, because Big Rock Motorsport don't need to fight that hard to clinch that championship. But BB Racing desperately need to score as many points as they can to finish ahead of Mohites Racing on that overall team's championship. And here's that movement. With Tixia, the commitment level can never be doubted, can it?
He's just on fire tonight. Every single thing that he is touching has turned to gold. And Matt Moss did what he could. He got a great start and he tried to check out. Like I said, he tried to run and hide, but it wasn't quite enough. When Tixia is in this kind of form, he's unstoppable.
Absolutely, and he has won 5 motos early on. 2 All-Star races. If he wins this one, he will take an All-Star clean sweep. That means that in every single one of the All-Star races we've had so far, Tixia would have been the winner. That is beyond unbelievable when you consider the class and the quality of this grid. But let's also tell you a little bit more about the leading 250cc riders. We are now seeing Hugo Manzato in P6, and that is, frankly, an unbelievable performance. And in terms of the bikes, right, obviously the 450cc's have more power, more torque. When you rev the throttle a little bit, they give you far more boost and far more jump than any 250cc bike will. But even then, Hugo Manzato is really nailing the corners, nailing the technical sections, nailing the jumps, the whoops, to make sure that he's the leading 250cc rider. And in fact, he's actually ahead of one 450cc bike as well. That is tremendous stuff.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. And this being a hard-packed track, it's the kind of track that suits the 450s, I'm going to say, without a doubt. So for him to be doing so well on a 250, we've actually seen Reed Taylor come out and get a second at the last round on a 250. So yeah, we know it can be done.
It is absolutely possible, because Reed Taylor in Ahmedabad was able to fight 4 other 450cc bikes away and finished second overall in this All-Star race. But today, it's been more of a 450cc domination so far, as we see Tixia leading from the front with a commanding gap of 2 odd minutes. Not 2 odd minutes, I'm sorry, but a couple of seconds, my apologies. Only 2 more laps left to go as Jordi Tixia will come across the final couple of corners. He's got an easy lead ahead of Matt Moss. And what this does is really give BB Racing big points, because now they'll be scoring 20 points to Jordi Tixia, and the highest point scorer for Mohites Racing will be their 4th place finisher. That'll be Charles Lefrancois, and he will only be getting 13 points. So clearly, BB Racing earning a big gap right here.
Yeah, we're in the dying stages here, and what a clinic Jordi Tixia has put on today here at Bengaluru. That is without a doubt. But at the end of the day, it's going to be about Matt Moss and, of course, the Big Rock Racing team, who have strung together the whole series. This league has been all about Big Rock Motorsports.
And Jordi Tixia now going past so many lap riders, and that is a thing in this All-Star race. There are 18 riders on this circuit, which is barely, what, half a kilometer long with so many technical sections, that there is a lot of traffic by the time we come to the end of this race. And so the riders, a big part of their success is also making sure that they go past the slower riders very, very well, because there could be chaos in a tough corner. And the last thing you want in the world is to be able to bump into a slow rider and end up losing the lead or something of that sort. That Matt Moss and Jordi Tixia have been doing very well. They have been showcasing their experience and expertise to great use, and with only 1 more lap to go, it is going to be a celebration for Matt Moss, as he will be leading Big Rock Motorsport to becoming the inaugural SEAT Indian Supercross Racing League champions.
He's put himself in a fantastic position with good starts all day, and you can't do any more than that, Samil. But he's come up against a Frenchman that's on fire here at Bengaluru. He must love these hot conditions and love this hard-packed surface.
You may love him, you may hate him, but you can't ignore him. Jordy Tixier wins the All-Star race. It's a clean sweep. 3 All-Star races in a row for Jordy Tixier. He has taken the big win for BB Racing. But importantly behind him, we have to crown an inaugural champion, an inaugural teams champion, the world's first ever franchise-based Supercross champions. And that has to be the team of Big Rock Motorsport, led by Matt Moss and Cedric Subaros and all the other star riders like Thanarat Benjan and Ray Taylor. Big Rock Motorsport are your inaugural SEAT Indian Supercross Racing League champions. This is an emotional moment for all of them. Normally, Supercross riders are so selfish, so full of themselves, but for the first time in history, they are being forced to work as a team, and Big Rock Motorsport in all the 3 rounds coming across as the most coherent and the most collective team out there, winning the 450cc international class, the 250cc international class as well, and also 250cc Asias. 3 classes won by all their riders, and also the big prize. Big Rock are your new and inaugural champions.
Well, I saw in the background as well, Sunil, Matt Moss's teammates, they were all congregating, coming out, and I think it's only going to be a moment or so where we see them all together, celebrating. What a momentous moment it is for Big Rock Racing. Thanarat Benjan, of course, Reed Taylor and Matt Moss have been the big contributors with these points towards Big Rock.
And importantly, they are doing this in front of their home crowd. Big Rock Motorsport are from Bangalore. They live and breathe Bangalore. CS Santosh, their co-founder, also from there. To be doing it in front of a packed home crowd in Bangalore means quite something. But let's look at how they did this. Matt Moss got the SEAT tires whole shot at the very beginning. And at that stage, we thought, well, nobody's going to catch up to him, especially because Jordy Tixier in the red 911 bike was involved with a bit of a crash with Tyler Powers.
And that just showed how far back in the pack Jordy Tixier was.
And to win from there, it takes some doing, even if you're someone like Jordy Tixier. And that is exactly the kind of show he put on. Matt Moss was clinical as always, very classy, very clean, but he didn't push as hard as he needed to because Big Rock had already won. We saw an unfortunate crash from Ben Prasad Holgren, your top rider, one of the top riders in the 250cc Asia class. And then when Jordy Tixier came calling, he just could not ignore him. Matt Moss let him go in a couple of corners from here, and Tixier just wanted it more than Matt Moss did, clearly, because BB Racing were in a fight for P2 in the championship against Mohdes. And when Jordy Tixier leads, he just runs away, doesn't he?
Yeah, Matt Moss did not want to have anything to do with Jordy Tixier when it comes to those battles today. He had a job to do, and he did it well. But in the end, Tixier took the win in the All-Stars final.
And with that, Jordy Tixier has got it 3 in a row in the All-Star races. When the 450cc's and 250cc's come together, nobody can touch Jordy Tixier. He has been phenomenal all the way through, and this time he won by some margin as well. All the other riders coming through to score points for their teams, and we will eventually see the final point standings to see how they all ranked up. But what is undeniable is the fact that Tixier put up a clinic, winning by 12 seconds. 12 seconds in a 6-minute plus 2 lap race.
Have a look at that crowd.
Ah, they all love Jordy Tixier, do they not? He is flashy, flamboyant, fast. He is a proper showman. And that's what he's doing, celebrating with the thousands of people who have lined up in Bangalore to come watch some incredible Supercross action. And this is what India needs, to be having more people seeing the joy and the beauty of Supercross racing. Once you come and experience it in person, trust me, you will leave home as a fan. That's the pull of Supercross racing, and the results are out here. Mohdes Racing have taken 2nd place ahead of BB Racing, clinching it by roughly 26 points. But at the top, there's only one team, Big Rock Motorsport. At their home event, in front of their home crowd, in a sellout stadium, Big Rock Motorsport have proven to be the best team of the entire team and the entire league. They've got champions in each class. But still, Jordy Tixier was the winner of it all. Is it fair to say that he's been the rider of the season so far, or would you give that to Reed Taylor?
Yeah, look, I mean, that's a
Put you on the spot, haven't I?
That's a very good question. You have, without a doubt, put me on the spot. If you had have asked me that at the start of today, and what I was going to call MVP, well, I guess what they would call in cricket a most valuable player.
Yeah, we do have that, yeah.
I would say most valuable rider, it would have been Reed Taylor, because his points were surpassed right at the head of the pack. He had 80 points ahead of Fenerat Penjan, was the second most valuable rider.
Yeah, and finally, I think Reed Taylor, by not winning every single race, has done a really good service to all the other Indian kids out there. Because I was getting a feeling so many Indian parents would look at him and go, son, if Reed Taylor can do 100%, why can't you get 100%? And that's the kind of people we are in India, right? We love scoring perfect marks. But even Reed Taylor is human. Sometimes even he makes mistakes. He only won 5 out of 6 races.
A great
Four
little
out of 6.
shot here of the two Australian boys, both riding for Big Rock Motorsports. Matt Moss having a bit of a chat there with the new recruit, Elijah Weesey, who just managed to make his way over here for the final round. What a great job.
Dixie, when he won, well, he was unstoppable. But let's also talk about Big Rock Motorsport as a team and what it means for them all together. Because they've had a crew full of Australian riders. They got Thanarat Penjan as well to really make things work in the 250cc Asia class. I really want to know, right, what works for Australian riders? Why are people like Reed Taylor, Matt Moss, Caleb Goulet also pretty decent? What is it about Australia that they produce so many great riders? And also France as well, because we've got Dixie, Supercross. Is it something in the ecosystem over there?
I think both Australia and France, they've got an exceptionally good Supercross system in place, much like America. So these guys, they live and breathe Supercross throughout the whole year. And I think that's what we're seeing here. They've stepped up and performed well in all conditions, whether it was hard-packed or soft dirt, it didn't matter.
And eventually, that is the aim with the SIAT Indian Supercross Racing League as well. Develop an ecosystem full of Supercross racing. And look at that, the camaraderie, the Big Rock Motorsport riders talking to each other, celebrating with each other. And you normally don't get to see this. Supercross riders are so selfish. But to see them being team players, that is a sight I love to watch. And the camaraderie is insane. But folks, we will be back with the final celebrations after a short break. Stay right here.